Hello and welcome back to the Background Podcast. I'm your host, Charlie Walden. I'm Joe McGlade. We probably look a lot different than the last time. Joe, it's been very inconsistent. I just jumped straight to the fire, really. Been very inconsistent with the podcast schedule. We finished at college, FMP. We vowed we're going to be doing every week, podcast, guests, everything. I'm not sure I truly believed it when I said it. So we didn't do that. We just went on a stray, really. Joe did his thing, I did my thing.
Yeah.
We not fall out or anything like that. We just had all this shit to do and everyone else, all our mates and stuff.
Yeah.
I had a lot of work going on. I had a lot of partying and being 18 and that. But just doing 18 things, going clubbing and going to football games and all that stuff.
Life going back to normal, really.
Life going back to normal, that's when it's hard to keep consistency with things like this. And we did it in this podcast when we first started. It was in lockdown, a national lockdown. So there's not much you could really do besides sit on your phone or do a podcast. So I didn't want this to be a quarantine, a podcast, which was what it was going to end up being if we didn't carry on. Because there's been a genuine miss for this podcast. Me and Joe always been every week, we're like, let's do it this week, let's do it. And then we don't end up doing it. It's like next week, let's do it. And this week we finally like, we've done it. I'm back on track. I want to be where I'm back at the podcasts. I just lost motivation with it, really, the podcast. I've said to a few people and asked me, the podcast is easy, especially when you're trying to get guests on and the guests fall through and then we're meant to be good guests. I'll just name them. Maxwell Simpkins was in the show called The Mighty Ducks. Everyone's seen The Mighty Ducks films. They're very epic films, very well known, but done very well in the box office in the 70s and 80s. Ice hockey films. There's 3 of them, and there's a remake, there's like a spin-off series, like it's Cobra Kai for correcting, called The Game Changers. It's on Disney Plus, and he's in it, a very key role in it as well. And I messaged him to come on, and he agreed at the end of July. So I messaged him in July, hoping that would be the first podcast back. We sorted it, and then he never showed up and never answered my messages. And then we had Abby Crutchfield, who was Comedy Central host of a big show on Hulu about mothers and labour and labour. It would have been good to have her on, a comedian as well, so that would have been a funny episode. And she pulled out there on an hour before, so it just mentally drains you. And there's been a loss. I don't know what you've been up to, Joe, journalism wise. Have you done much, have you? But
I've done nothing. Not a thing. I think obviously after the journalism course, I think we just needed kind of a break, to be honest. When we had the FMP to do that 6 weeks, obviously, because we said that was kind of draining, weren't it? Getting an interview every week, and then if they weren't coming back to you, it's quite draining. So obviously, I think after that, I kind of wanted a break. That I know it's good to keep up with journalism, but just a little bit of a break, obviously after FMP.
I mean, the interviews themselves wasn't the hard part. We said this before anyway, but it's like this after bit. It's after, but you have to do the research, all that.
Research,
evaluation. It's just a lot of nonsense. I just rather do actual journalism. So I'm not getting into that because we've already been into that in the previous podcast. I can let you remember some of the stuff we talked about.
We're done with that, yeah.
We're done with that. That's done. But the reason it was just such a disappointment to me said is because this has always been my passion. This has always been something I love to do. And over these last 3 months, 2 months, there's been no interest in getting back into interviews, writing, match reports, anything like that. And I feel like I'm falling very far behind now. And everyone says, a friend said to me actually in Spoons, I can't remember if it was Pat or Ben, I think it was Pat, your CV must be great. And I went, yeah, a year ago it was. A year ago it was very good because I was on time. I was consistent doing journalism and all that stuff I've got. And yeah, it's still good to look back at, but like when I look at 2019, I've not really done anything since 2019 proper. I've done a few interviews, MMA fighters here and there, podcast, which is why I want to get back into that because I've nothing else I'm interested in getting back into but this. I've literally no interest in journalism at all in a minute. I don't know where my motivation's gone with it really. I don't know, it's just not been there for me. Personally, just wanting to interview people and do that. I don't know if it's because I've got a job now and I'm just busy with that and drained from that, or just don't have any time, but just there's no interest in it. When I feel like interviews, it's spent I'd be there like a full day. I'd be doing editing it, interviewing and preparing questions. And I miss things like the gym and stuff. And I still miss the gym quite a bit now before I do any of that. So it's like I don't want to miss that because I love the gym and there's been a passion for me to fight. And we'll get into that later on. But
I remember you saying,
I don't know, Joe. I don't know what it is. There's been no interest in wanting to do interviews with anybody. Like just these sort of chats I've been saying. Like I said to Ben on the wall that this is what I want to do. I want to be on a podcast every week with guests, and this was enjoyable for me. It always has been enjoyable. I've always thought about this in the back of my mind. when I think about journalism, I don't think about going back to writing and enjoying that. I think about doing a podcast and meeting Australian people, getting up at 6:30 in the morning to do a podcast with an Australian news presenter and interviewing these actresses at the office and Marvel films and just all these fun guests we've had on.
It's fun, yeah. It's fun.
Having Cobra Kai people, that's coming up. That'll be full swing again. Cobra Kai actors back on, and it's just like, I mean, now's the time to get back into it. I knew today, if I didn't do it today, we would never come back. I knew today I had to get it back. Because now Joe's going back to uni. This needs to be consistent now, so it's something to come back to. We're going to set something regular. Diary today, Cobra Kai notepad, mate. I've been in my notepad this morning, writing down plans for the next few months, what I want to do. Goals, mate. Honestly, I feel like a new person.
I like that, innit?
I feel like a new person now. NCTJ is coming back my course. I just feel like a new person. Not to make it all about me, but just from my point of view, really, that's been a struggle trying to get back into journalism. And I do have a lot of ideas back in there now. And this is why I know the love's coming back slowly. Because I'm getting ideas in the shower this morning of who I want to interview, who I want to message to get an interview with, where I want to go. Like just random things, man. And I'm just back. I feel like I'm back now, back where I want to be.
Yeah,
not in the clubs. I'm back at the computer with the main man Joe doing a podcasting, and it just feels good to be back, man. So, where are you at? Where are you at with things at the minute, mate?
Not much really. Summer's been quite normal for me. I think summer's been quite disappointing. There weren't much obviously sun or anything, so you couldn't go out and do much. This summer really, I've just been obviously playing basketball quite a bit. Just keep going down every day, keep doing that. Today I'm waiting for an email from Hallam to enroll. Obviously, then it's official. So I'm waiting for that email. But I phoned them up today and they said they'll come on the 20th. It'll come either today or Wednesday. So it'll be in between, obviously Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And that's it. Really, I've just not been doing much journalism. But like you, I'm glad to be back. I know you've said we've kept trying to do this, but I'm glad we're back now, and it's fun to get back into podcasting.
Definitely, mate. It's always been in the back of my mind that we need to do this. It's like, it was never something we'll leave and just do it with a quality project. It's never that. This is something where I want to look back in a few years and we've done 200, 300 episodes. And we built our way up to high actors, high known people, and we got good listeners. Obviously, at the minute, the listeners aren't there, but they will grow eventually when the guests get up and the episodes get more interesting. And I've taken a new approach for people that are listening. No more editing. Just raw and cut. No more cutting out shit that I don't want people to hear. Raw and cut completely. That's it. My opinion, staying out there, whether it shouldn't go out there or not, it's going out there. Not editing it. It's just the editing process as well. Was when I think about podcasting was draining for me. Like, it's probably part of the game, but it was draining for me, especially if I've done long days at work and stuff. You want to just get back and chill and edit a podcast. I will edit certain ones, but these sort of chats, they don't really need editing too much. I feel like that the last podcast we did, I was over edited a bit. I think it was you that said that, Joe, or my girlfriend might have said that about it was over edited a little bit. And I just thought, nah, it doesn't need to be that. The FMP was a special project, so it needed editing specially, but this is just chill podcast. It doesn't need overdoing. It's fun, really. And it's gonna be less serious as it was before. There's gonna be more fun questions today. I've got some Would You Rather questions in there, and there are some funny ones and some questions you wouldn't expect from a journalist to come out with. Supposed journalist. I don't do much of that anymore. It's like with Chessel, mate. I don't do any Chessel stuff anymore. I'd rather just sit in a podcast right here or get on a table in a podcast and just chat shit, mate. Have a few beers and just talk about what people's careers. I feel like that's. I've just got off the old age of journalism. I watched back the old interviews. I'm like, they're just such a plain dude interviewing someone. I'm so plain. Like, the questions are just stereotypical journalism. And I don't want to be that. I want to be an exciting, standout one who doesn't rot away in the standard
you
questions.
Want to be different.
I want to be different, mate. I don't want to be the standard journalism and just standard journalist who goes into a standard job. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not me. That's not who I want to be. I don't fit in with that. I don't feel like I'm wear the football hooligan clothes, but interviews the people. Do you know what I mean? I wear like shit like football hooligans. Well, not football hooligans, but like footy people will wear. Like, I don't wear like smart, like buttoned up shirts like that shit. I get in a suit on occasion, but I'm not the sort of dude that'll dress up for an interview. Like, I'll rock up in my feeler jacket, my jeans, my Adidas Speezials to an interview.
Gazelles.
Gazelles. I've always done that. That's always going to be me. I'm just not going to change myself. And I just thought, why the fuck do I give a fuck now about being someone I'm not? Because I feel like I was going to fall into that. And I see people doing stuff, and I'm like, I'm a better journalist than you. And it sounds cocky and it sounds confident, but I'm confident in myself. I think I'm getting opportunities, and I think if I start getting back into this now, in my field, I can go all the way up. Because I know my ability, I know your ability. Just to go off me a minute, mate. It's just a shout out for the main man right here. This man put in the graft, the absolute work for FMP, and he hasn't mentioned it yet. And that's why I'm going to bring it up. No, I haven't got his. I don't know if it was a merit or was it distinction? I can't remember, Joe. Was it a merit or distinction?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know myself. I know I had to get a merit to get onto the 4 years, but I got offered onto the 3 years, so I don't know. I hadn't even looked it up, so
Distinction.
I'd have to look it up. So it's one of them, yeah.
This man right here struggle. I don't even want me to say that, but you struggle with your reading and writing, don't you?
Yeah, 100% I do, yeah.
Struggles with reading and writing, personal reasons, struggles with reading and writing. And this man smashed out of the park, put the absolute work in, wrote more than me in every single project, checking up on his work all the time. Every interview he did, edited him to a T, mate. And I'm proud of you, mate. You deserve it every little bit. He's going to uni now.
Charlie, yeah.
Sheffield Hallam. So just a big congratulations to this guy because this guy put the fucking work in. He didn't believe in himself at times. He said he didn't believe in himself.
I didn't know.
He didn't think he could do it. Mate, you fucking can do anything now. I want to see you thrive now, mate. I'm glad because I know uni's going to be perfect for you.
Yeah, like because I've already looked at the modules and everything, and we're going to be doing punditry and everything. So obviously, all the stuff I'm excited to do in sports journalism, I can finally do it instead of like doing typical journalism. It's a different obviously subject, so I'm excited for it. And yeah, I didn't think I'd get in it. Everyone like Joe, you will. Charlie were one of them saying it's definitely a merit. Obviously, I kept saying I'm not getting my hopes up, but I'll never forget that morning at 8:30, Hallam coming through saying we would like to obviously give you a different offer, and it was for the 3 years. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I was so happy. It's one of the happiest moments to be honest. I couldn't believe it.
Mate, you should be honestly well deserved. And I've said this to many people, mate, when they ask me about journalism. I say when people ask about you, this is no joke, mate. I say you're one of the best broadcast journalists, better than me, there will be, mate, because you are so talented in front of the camera. Obviously, the writing side needs a bit of work, mate, but in the future, mate, the broadcast side, I have no doubt. That's why I said uni, mate. You're going to smash the punditry and the videos. And not to blow smoke up your ass too much, mate. You're too overconfident.
No.
But, mate, you will be a great broadcast journalist. I have no doubt. So this is why I knew doing a podcast for you was right, because no bash on the Keans and the Jameses, but they don't have that. They do have the personality, but they don't have it. They have the personality. They can't carry it across onto a camera, mate. And you do that to a T. You carry your personality across onto a camera every time, and you're a clever dude. I don't think you are. You're a clever dude, mate, in front of the camera. And broadcast-wise, I have no doubt. So I'll pick you every day. You're better than me on the broadcast, and I'm honestly not saying that as a lie. You're better than me, mate. You're better than me. So I'm happy for you, mate.
I appreciate that, Charlie. That's high praise from you, yeah.
Talk to me about the excitement levels, mate, because I want to hear what about your uni now and everything you want to do, and just talk to me about it all, mate. What you're excited to first get cracking into and what this stuff includes.
So excited. Obviously, the modules, so I think I sent them we do some media law, we're doing punditry, we're doing obviously reporting, all stuff like that. I'm so excited to try them all, but I think the first week's called obviously Freshers Week, so we don't do any work to the 27th. 27th's like the literal start date. So obviously that's going to be exciting, a new experience. I never even thought I'd be going to uni until I'd say like 2020 at the start. I didn't even have any intentions of going to uni. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and then obviously I found journalism, and I love it now, especially obviously sports journalism or reviews, and that's it. And I just really want to, when I finish uni, I really want to get into journalism, and I obviously just try and become a presenter or something along them lines. As soon as, obviously not straight away, you can't, but obviously everyone always tells you is there's obviously like thousands of people after the same job as you. You've just got to stand out and be different. That's obviously what you were saying as well, Charlie. You've just got to be different. You don't want to fall into that category of being the same.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And with your uni, I wanted to hear your opinions on this because I disagree with your choice. But it's your choice. You didn't live. Well, actually, I disagree. I don't understand it. I disagree with it still. With the accommodation side, mate, you're not obviously living in accommodation this year, are you? Talk about reason like personally, I would obviously live there. I just feel like it would be better for you. Yeah. You're involved in that environment, whereas at home there can be a lot of distractions. Talk to me about your decision on that.
So my decision was at the first year, I thought I'd want to save some money for living at home. See how the first year of uni goes, you know what I mean? See what it's like. So obviously I can be at home. I'm a bit more comfortable, obviously, in my own house, in my bedroom. And obviously that first year I can get into it, see how uni goes. And obviously the second year, even everyone's already told me, Joe, I think you should go into accommodations, my second year. So I was I told you I'd think about it. Yeah, like So obviously get to know what's going on in uni and everything, see what people are like, and then obviously second year, hopefully, probably go into student accommodations.
I definitely think, mate, you should do accommodation second year. It's your choice. If you feel like you want to stay at home, do that. But there's just, my advice, I would just do it because in that environment. And I asked a friend about it. He says, who lives in Sheffield, and went to Sheffield, I think it was University of Sheffield. Also, big up James getting the University of Sheffield. For him.
It's impressive.
He just said it's better working for the accommodation because when you're at home, you're so distracted by everything that's around you, and just like for me, exactly, TV would be on at home if I was working. I'd cracking it, but slowly doing it. I mean, the music could be on, but when you're in the accommodation, you're sort of around people who are working as well, just want to work. So I don't know, but obviously you're smart, so you'll dedicate yourself to it no matter what. But it'd be exciting to see, mate. Have you heard from any tutors or course people yet? What's their conversation like?
I spoke to the head of the actual department of obviously sports journalism. When was it? The day we got the grades was it August 11th, I think. Yeah. I ran my way to Bundoran in Ireland actually, and we got to like obviously we're often thinking. I got a call and calls like hello, and he's like, "Oh, I've heard. Is this Joe? I've heard you've heard some good news." And I was like, "Yeah, some very good news. Obviously, not saying right, but I've heard some great news." And then he was like, "Well, I've heard you've got enough for what you didn't even expect." So I was like, "Yeah, completely didn't expect the 3 years." And he just told me that we'll be looking forward to seeing you and everything. And then I spoke to a student, I think 2 weeks ago, about who was doing his master's degree, just talking about like asking if I've got any questions and saying you could even have the opportunities now since obviously we're going back to normal. Like you could go to like Jordan and stuff like that, like get experiences what you could never have you could not even dream of, but like going to like refugee camps and everything and just experiencing the world.
Mate, that sounds quite. Have you got any worries about it? Honest worries that you're going into now that you think worrying about? You think this could be a worry for me, or any concerns going in? Because
sometimes when I look like I'm thinking, am I over my head going into uni? But then I just think now, even if I am, I'll just have to work that bit harder, and obviously to like know what I mean. Like even if it is, I'll just have to work harder and then see how it goes. Because that's what I did in college. I just worked harder and it paid off. So I'm just gonna have to go in with that mindset and keep doing the same. Just keep working harder and harder, and then obviously see where it takes me.
No one's not smart enough to go to uni, mate. No one's not smart enough to go to uni. That's what you got to remember. Just as long as you put the work in, mate. You're not a big party guy anyway, so when people are at a party, I can imagine you'll be there grafting away anyway.
Exactly.
So I know doubts, mate. I tell
you what, PS5, you know what I mean?
Not on the PS5, yeah. We'll just want to keep off that. Now, congrats on the PS5 as well. This guy went to get it at Christmas, and he got it only 6 months later. So he finally got it. Thank God. This man didn't shut up about it.
I got it on my birthday though, so it was like made. You know what I mean? It came on my birthday. Fantastic. Loved it.
Not quality. I have a few concerns, especially with the NCTJ. I can't lie. With the fact of it's very hard. I've heard it's very hard. And I don't know if I have the brain to do it. I'm confident I have the brain to do it.
I think you do it,
If it was broadcast, I have no doubts, but it's just writing. It's just never been my thing, really.
It's all writing, isn't it? Yeah, it's literally all writing.
And I think as I let something pass me by as well, big opportunity that was posted in the group before Sam left. Yeah. It was about Johnston's, working for Johnston's press or something. JPI media, that was it. And it would have been paid and 20 hours a week, and then you would have done one day for college. And I thought, that was going alongside your NCTJ. Yeah. And I thought, I'd apply for that later. And I forgot, because I've just been messed up in the whole, just not doing anything journal. So I forgot. So that's a bummer, really, because that would have been really good.
Yeah,
but I've not heard anything from college. I've had to reach out. I went to the enrollment.
Really?
Didn't hear a thing about what I'm doing. No module. No timetable yet. I only got the date from bloody Izzy because she went into the enrollment and she sent me the date and what days we're going back. But she doesn't know the time, so she doesn't know what days we're in. So it's like, what does it help? I have work, driving lessons.
I was about to say, do you even know what days you're in? Yeah.
Well, I know Monday, Thursday, Friday, but I don't know what time or anything. I know we're in once a week in college on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know times and stuff. I can arrange stuff and work around work and shit. And it's like, at the end of the day, I can't fund me send on nothing. I mean, I have to have work. My parents can't fund me forever. So
100%.
It's a bit of a shit one, really. I don't know. I have a little bit of regret not going to uni this year. I do lie. I can't lie. I will just say I did do the course mainly because Sam Cooper was teaching it, and I trusted him as a teacher that he would do me well. And obviously, I wanted to get the NCJ as well, but like he was a man raised. He was, if I'm honest, he was the main reason I did it, and then he's obviously left now. He was convinced
Yeah,
me all year.
remember you saying.
I won't lie, that did piss me off. So when he messaged me, congratulations on your results, I was like, yeah, thank you. But I was in back of me, I'm like, I'm so pissed off at you, man. Like, because he should have stayed.
Yeah.
I know it's maybe a good career choice for him, but like, if in the back of his mind he was going to leave, maybe he shouldn't.
It's pushed it as hard.
Yeah, it's pushed it as hard. That's what I was saying. You have to push it, but not as hard. And like, cause like that's all balls, really. Because I was counting on him really as to be my teacher.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a shit one really. But we'll move on from more like college or uni stuff. So I wanted to get out of the way really, just because it's like it's the obvious elephant in the room we haven't talked about yet. And I got a few topics here that I would like to get into. Actually, before we do that, I'll start with my Would You Rather questions of the segment. Okay, so to get the segment going. So the first Would You Rather question is, Joe, it's a tough one. Would you rather kiss your dad or grab your mum's bum?
Holy shit.
Yes, told you they would not expect these.
Innit, holy shit. I don't even know how to answer that because that's just...
You have to give an answer and reason.
Weird though, like, holy shit.
It's one of them, mate. You put the gun to your head, what you got to do? What are you going to do? Gun to your head.
Where are you kissing your dad? Like, on the head or like...
Lips.
Oh, that's...
I'll answer. I can't grab my mum's bum just because it's a quick clinch, boom, one in the off. No harm done.
That's quick. So
it's not quick, but it would be like a bit of a grab and then obviously off. But if you think like it's just a piece of a body part at the end of the day. So if I'm thinking about it, it's just a body part and press that. If you're kissing someone, it's sort of more intimate, so more like you're being intimate with your dad. I don't really want to do that. So
it's weird.
I would grab my mum's bum if I had to do it with him.
Yeah, I'd be saying shit like that's just no way. Holy shit, no way. Oh, man.
Worst case scenario ever that. Worst case scenario. Talking about fathers, How I Met Your Father, the new series, is coming to Hulu, Joe. It's a sort of a spin-off remake of How I Met Your Mother. It's actually linked to the How I Met Your Mother's franchise, so it's not franchise series. So it's a woman of telling those kids of how she met the dad, but but the story is her and three lads, and one of the lads is the dad. We don't know who yet, so it's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
But
cool concept.
She's related to someone in the series, or she's linked to someone in the series somehow. They haven't confirmed how yet. My guess is
Barney's sister.
Could be Barney's sister. Well, it's not Barney's sister telling the story though. It's Barney. So definitely not that because that's because it's set in 2021 or 2022, and she's quite young and telling the story.
Oh right, yeah.
So it could be Barney's daughter. Could be Barney's sister's daughter. But apparently there isn't some appearances on the original cast. So that'd be pretty cool. I think what they will try and do is they'll try and justify the ending of Robin and Ted in there slyly. So they'll show Ted and Robin's chemistry.
Yeah, they will do.
To try and ease the ending of How I Met Your Mother. I feel like they've always wanted to do it, but they can't really do it because it's just telling a story of How They Met Your Mother. So they can't really go back and erase that story when you've already told it. So I feel like they'll try and show the chemistry in this a little bit in and out of the show. So it'd be interesting to see that. I'm really interested. I'm like really confirmed. So make a guess. Who do you think should be linked to, and where do you think the story will go?
I don't think it'll be linked to. I don't think it could be Ted and Robin if they obviously have kids, or like Ted's kid with his wife before, because like that'd just be too similar, wouldn't it? To be honest, like it could be his daughter, but it'd just be like kind of the same story. So it'd be good if it were like Marshall's or I forgot her name, but it'd be good if it were like Marshall's kid or something, or obviously like I said, like something to do with Barney. Cause it'd be kind of cool to see something to do with Barney, especially if it's like his family related. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Because it's the long hair, because she's blonde haired, the girl. I think she could. It could be one of the lads who's related to one of the people. So it could be like Marshall's son or someone. We never know. Marshall's son could be one of the guys that potentially gets with her.
But
So she might be related to anyone. It might be one of the boys that related to.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So they've started filming. Have you not seen it?
Nah, I didn't even know it were a thing.
It's been talking about for ages. I'll look at it. There's a picture up of the first set. It's not actually based in McLaren, which is a bit gutting. where it's a pub again.
Oh yeah.
But everyone knows how much I love How I Met Your Mother. So, right. So this
I
is it. So
do.
it's going to be legendary. If you can see it. So that's the
Oh
main.
shit, yeah, I see it, yeah.
That's the main actor.
Yeah.
Can't remember her name. This is the first set picture. She's at a bar.
Oh shit, okay, yeah. That'll be good. That'll be fun.
That's one of the guys.
Oh
Okay, so
shit.
I'm not sure. That the guys. And that looks a little bit like Marshall, I think.
It does, yeah.
If
It
he was gonna have
does,
a kid, it
It
could
does.
look like him.
They've got to have one of the main cast's son or daughters in there, and they've got to.
I think they'd be making a mistake if they didn't. I think they've got to incorporate or try and bring back Barney and Robin as that sort. Not Barney, Robin and Ted as that chemistry and show it. Obviously, they can't rewrite the story, but they can justify why they ended like they did. Like something we missed. So yeah, flashbacks. Something we missed, like Barney, Robin and Ted being so happy, or they could show Barney and Robin arguing with them married, and that's why they should have broke up. Just something to ease in people's mind because it's still hard watching that last episode. Now I will never shut up about it until the day I die because it's horrendous. So it's going to be interesting, mate, to see what it's like. I just want to show you that because it's coming out soon. I think end of the year, so that'd be very, very exciting. I'm talking about shows.
That's the else one to look out for.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I sent you earlier. It's got bad reviews. I can't lie. I looked on Tomato. What's it called? Rotten Tomato. And on some of the review stations.
Rotten Tomatoes.
One of the review stations, and it's not being very highly rated. Are you surprised?
That's quite surprising from Brooklyn Nine-Nine since it's like 100%. It's like always 100% or at least like 90, 98%. Like Brooklyn Nine-Nine is such a consistent show for a comedy.
Are you surprised?
It's my second favorite of all time, only behind The Office.
I feel like they made a mistake. We're not ending it on season 9, episode 9. But it's ending in season 8, like.
I think so, yeah, because I think they could. I had to like.
There's more stories. I feel like there's more stories to be told. I feel like
They could even implement like a new detective or like 2 new detectives, like to freshen the show up and stuff. You know, because obviously Gina left and she was such a good character, and Scully and Hitchcock, even though they are still hilarious. I love Scully and Hitchcock, but it's like they were more funny when they were side characters. You know what I mean? When they just come in and have like that 1 line or 2 lines in an episode. It's like Creed off Office. Like he was hilarious when he barely spoke, and then he kind of got less. He was still funny, but less funny than what he was when he started getting more screen time. Like I think when you're losing like main characters and then you bring in the side characters, it kind of gets rid of their purpose. So you kind of need like a new detective or another new detective to freshen it up.
Yeah, when we put like that, it just get a bit repetitive. So it probably is the right time. Yeah, it's just a bit shit. That's gonna end. It's ending pretty bad. Like it's shit as well. It's not quite in the UK yet. I missed it like crazy. Like when's it coming out?
It comes out late. I've seen the Doug Judy spoiler episodes already. To be fair, that looks emotional. That episode.
Does it? Oh no!
Emotional. I've seen it on TikTok, like the episode, and it looks emotional. So
you and your spoilers, mate. You catch them all. You actually catch all the spoilers. It's unreal.
I know it's ridiculous. I do look out for some, to be fair, but obviously that one I wasn't expecting. But yeah, I'm gonna be gutted with Doug Judy since he's like my favorite character.
He just looked out for some. He looked out for Attack on Time, but still didn't manage to keep away. This guy,
I already know all that shit now. I know everything.
This guy,
awful. Yeah. I agree with James. It's awful.
He'll start a show, watching it, and it'll be on YouTube and watching all clips of what he does, what he enjoyed of that show. And he hasn't finished. He's probably halfway through the show so far. I didn't catch spoilers, but oh shit, fuck! But Joe, you're on YouTube searching the show that's finished. Everything else is going to be on there, mate. For God's sake. This guy just can't help me. Like a kid at Christmas.
I know, yeah.
Episode. Start on YouTube.
The only shows that I've ever took seriously, like to not spoilers, when Walking Dead had a massive spoiler, I didn't type up anything about they were cliffhangers. Sorry, not spoiler. And obviously it came out the night before in America, and I stayed off social media for like 2 days. So I didn't see that entire spoiler because I wanted to know, obviously, when I sat and watched it. So apart from like you said, Charlie, I've seen Attack on Titan. That's crap. So I've already seen that. I've seen other stuff now as well. So it just kind of comes out. What I kind of regret joining Twitter sometimes for that type of shit. To be honest.
Yeah, that's when Kobe Cat was like, I'm the same religiously about it, mate. I will stuff. Airplane mode all day. When we're going about this, you better be off school when it comes out, because I will not be speaking to you all day. I will literally
I
on my
bet
phone.
it is, yeah.
Well, last time Cobra Kai came out this year, my phone was on airplane mode from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. till I finished the show, and that's as religious as I am. I don't want, because it's such a highly touted show now as well. Everywhere you go, mate, you'll see some Cobra Kai. It's so watched show.
It
The
is.
spoilers are
It's
all
very
over my
popular.
feed, and I've got mates as well watch it with this text.
Cobra
Like,
Kai merch.
exactly, mate. I've got
everywhere.
some. I've got a bloody cup over there. I've got a bloody notepad here. It's bloody. If I can show you it.
That's what I mean. T-shirts, these T-shirts, everything. That's a badass.
Hey,
but these T-shirts and everything in Primark and everything now. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I actually seen one in Primark the other day, yellow on me. I thought that's not my alley, but I'll behave. I've got too much Cobra Kai as it is.
Yeah, that's
too
so nasty.
We've got a bloody license plate, for God's sake. I wouldn't be surprised if I've got Cobra Kai stickers on my car, mate, to be honest with you.
You can't have too much, Charlie.
As I'm saying, I was saying to my mum, and I'm getting to the point
You
now.
can't have too much merch, I'm telling you.
I'm getting to the point now where I'm getting too much merch. I feel like I'm a bit of a kid, because I'm like, I've got a jumper, T-shirt, mug, license plate, a notebook. What else have I got? That's about it for now. But that's fucking 5 pieces of merch right there. It's not good. I don't. Oh yeah, my background
that was
on
my
PS4
Walking Dead.
is Cobra Kai.
That's exactly what I used to do when Walking Dead. I had 2 T-shirts, notebook. I've got 2 Walking Dead cups. I used to have a Walking Dead poster. I've got Walking Dead comics. I've got the big comic. What's like that? What were like £50 back in the day. So like, yeah, obviously I've got that. And obviously for the anime and manga, I had to buy a new bookshelf because I just buy that many. I've had to take a break on like buying stuff like that.
Was that black bookshelf your new one then?
Yeah, I got it from IKEA like a month and a half ago.
How much was that?
Obviously, I had to fill it out. You know what I mean? 50 quid.
Is that it? You know, IKEA
is the place. Yeah, IKEA is the place. I love IKEA. It is.
I've been thinking about rearranging my room for a bit and just like putting a shelf along here and putting like a load of little bits of like collection bits, like Cobra Kai mug, like like some like character sticks. And it's hard to explain, but like my favorite Pringles are like this little joke. My favorite Pringles are sitting there. Pick up Pringle box, just like doing there's funny things like that. Just like spice things with it. I've obviously got my mate's former mate. Don't speak to him anymore. El Creations thing. I'll give him a shout anyway. I'm a nice guy and that. So his poster thing here of me and my mate, and then me and my uncle. 2 great inspirations for me. And I've got my Breaking Bad poster up here, which I just love, but I can't see it, so I might move it down. The Expressions of Halt stuff, which I think is just absolutely class. And if you listen to this on the Apple Podcast app or Spotify app, you can't see this, but it's just Hulk pulling the same face. Yeah, it's pretty funny. My media pass, my Chesterfield thing, and obviously Cobra Kai stuff. So I want to add a little bit to it, mate. And it's ever growing, mate. It's ever growing, really. I've always called me a virgin, mate, because of a lot of the stuff I have. Like, look at you fat virgin with all the stuff I'm on. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. I've got no Cobra Kai notepad here. Your part was Warriors points.
It makes your room, innit? You know what I mean? I've got like obviously my Last of Us poster behind my TV, then my anime one. Then I've got a Cristiano Ronaldo signed boot there, which is out of place, but it's right there. Funko Pops, another bookshelf, and that's it really. All IKEA, like the shelves, my wall, like they're all IKEA. Like IKEA is just shit's amazing.
Yeah, mate, it is amazing. It's I haven't got anything from IKEA for a while, but every time I do, I never regret it. And you know what's funny though, mate? I always try like I'm not this nerd and everything, but you know what I am? I'm a fat nerd. I am like a fat nerd in my head, mate, because I'm like, literally, my mate was like, look at there was this comic store on the left, and I went, oh, that's a bit of Joe, that, because like you love all that sort of stuff, don't you? And I thought back to myself and I went, actually, that's a bit of me as well. Yeah. Like, I would love to go in there right now and buy a load of shit. Like Harry Potter mug, Harry Potter fucking posters, all that shit. I'd love to buy that. Like, cool anime posters. Like, I would love to buy that shit, mate. Sometimes I hold back. I don't become too nerdy, mate. I love it. I'm meant to be 18. I'm buying like loads of shit. Like I'm not 12 anymore. Mate, I always forget. Like I'm one of these people that try and be nostalgic, and I try and go back to like I struggle with time. Like it doesn't make sense, but I struggle with looking back at time and thinking, why do I not do that anymore? For example, I'm going to Butlins as well. I think to me, why don't I do that anymore? But then
you're older, innit?
I'm 18. Like I don't need to go there. I don't really think that, man. I'm like, why don't I do that anymore? It's just like silly things like that, mate. Like even my wrestling show. I used to do a wrestling show. I don't think I told you before. I used to do a backyard wrestling show in my house when I was in year 8 or year 7. I used to get ripped to shreds for it at school. But I always think to myself, why don't I do that anymore? Like, why do I not speak to people on that anymore? Like,
I don't give a shit, Charlie.
I'm like,
I don't give a shit. That's why, like, obviously, like back in the day, when I used to wear like my anime jumper, I used to get like quite funny looks. Obviously, like anime is like, well, it used to be considered weird. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you watch Japanese shit, but nah, no matter how old you are, do you know how many anime shit I see in town metal when I go out? There is always someone wearing shit like that shit. I think that type of stuff now is mainstream. So like, even if you're wearing an adventure top when you're like, I don't know, 25, no one gives a shit because it's that mainstream now. Like, you know what I mean? So no one really cares anymore because that stuff is mainstream. So when you look at that now, you're like, oh, you know what? He's wearing a cartoon shirt and it looks pretty good. That's it, really. Nah, that's how I see. Loads of people wear that shit now.
Like, mate,
literally everyone.
I even think
everyone, but you know a lot.
Mate, majority do that. I even think about said like when I first joined college. You remember I used to be this big hooligan, not hooligan, but like just a bit of a joker. And I still am a bit of a joker. Well, I am a joker. I'm always going to be a joker.
Yeah.
When I come on the PS4 party, Havoc emerges and Havoc just makes loose. I won't lie, but like when I used to be like this, have this big wall up, like I'm this tough guy, I'm this big football fan hooligan, I'm all the time, boys, and I only watch this one TV show.
Chanting all the time.
And as I met you, man, I realized this guy like loves all his anime and shit. And I think I love fucking TV shows. I love watching TV. I love wearing TV merch. This guy just does it. And I'm like, why the fuck do I do any of that shit? I'm thinking I'm scared of how people view me. But like now I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
View me how you want. Like I was saying with MMA stuff. Like I used to like near as like showing MMA, do MMA. People like, oh, you think you're a big tough guy. But now I'm like,
used to wear it to college.
Do what I want, mate. Like I don't.
I don't give a shit, Charlie. You know what I mean? You don't give a shit.
Not that I'm like this tough dude, but like I just don't care what people think of me, and that's why I don't have many friends. Like it's just facts, mate. I have like 5 or 6 friends, like proper like inner circle friends who I know, and that's all I need. I'm not one of these guys that need a big group of friends where half of them I don't think are genuine. Like there is some big groups that are like real friends, and like there's a lot of people who are friends. But me, I'm just like a small guy.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's because I speak mine, and I'm a bit of a wind-up merchant, and I don't give a shit what you think. You're not gonna make me one of your sheep, basically.
Yeah.
I'm a quiet dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If I don't know you and I'm not
Charlie.
friends with you, mate, I'm a quiet dude. Like on the away bus, like I'm not like loud really. Like I'm a bit quiet. I'm a bit on my phone, like earphones in. I'm not really interested in.
Same, man.
Not that I'm rude or antisocial, but like there's people I don't.
Just vibe.
I like to.
I just like to vibe with my earphones in. You know what I mean? I just like
one
to
of these
walk
people now,
by myself with my headphones in. It's just vibe.
Like that's a fact. My girlfriend had a conversation with her today that she doesn't like being alone, but I'm not saying to her like, not in a depressing way. I'm used to being alone. I don't care about doing things alone. Like my mate will say to me like, "Well, have you gone to a game when you're out?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" I don't go to the game for someone to come with me. I go to the game because I want to go to the game.
Yeah.
Like I used to go to town.
Oh, Joe, have you gone into?
Go on, carry on, mate.
Oh no, I was just saying like, oh Joe, why do you want to go to the cinema by yourself? Well, because why not? Like, just chill by myself and watch a film. Like, oh well.
Like if someone wants to come with me, great. Like I've been going out a lot of the time with Ben Kelly, kind of main fight coming over later. Got a lot of famous bits to eat and drinking and stuff, and that's been great fun. Like love chatting up with him. We always have a good time. But like before I met him, like, I would be doing the same thing. Like just going on my own, going for walks around town. Like that's always been me. Like, and he's the same. That's why I like Ben. He's not that sort of person, but like has to be with someone. Like he'll just be on his own. If like he could do things on his own and stuff. Like me, and I like people like that, like yourself. That don't rely on being a sheep and don't have to be with someone all the time. Like I can vibe out to myself and be myself. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I don't mind. I could podcast.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. A podcast.
I always do that. Now.
I couldn't do by myself because it'd be like, what the fuck? I'm talking this like a weirdo. But like in public, going places, mate, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'll be on my own. Like if I have to go on my own.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. I just don't care, innit? Oh well, you know what I mean. Like I see this group of friends walking past me. I'll be standing by myself. Cool. I mean,
exactly.
I don't care. I just go past them and go where I need to go. What shop I ever need to go to, I go into. I mean, that's it.
It's same with this like MMA stuff. I know obviously you're doing MMA. I've done it for like a couple of years now. Properly for a couple of years. Like I'm confident in myself physically. I could defend myself against pretty much anyone unless you're a known MMA fighter. You've got a good pedigree, but they don't go picking fights. Like I can defend myself, and
Yeah.
I don't go around strutting around town. And if someone starts trying to stare me down, mate, I might have a guy because I've got that trainer. I'll be staring
Like
down too. Like
walking round, you know what I mean?
I won't stare you down too. I'll avoid conflict as much as possible. I hate conflict. Hate it.
Yeah.
Like unless you get physical
No.
or start talking about family or touch by one of my friends, and that's when I get like personally involved. But if like someone's staring down like wants to like shout stuff at me or just be a cunt, I'm like, be a cunt. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna rise to you. Like I don't care. Like be you. You want to be this tough guy
Same. Yeah, I
staring
just
people
don't care.
downtown.
Yeah.
And like I don't. No, I could be that guy. I've been that guy before where I stand up to everything that someone says. But if you keep doing that, imagine the career I want to go into. If we react to everything that someone says, everything that someone does, I'm just gonna end up in a prison cell or in trouble all the time. But it's just like not me. It never has been me. Like so when like I take, but like sometimes people say, "Oh, it's banter," but sometimes like it's not. Like so, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna laugh at that. It's not funny. But like I won't be like, so I will never suck up to anyone like who I don't like. Like that's just not me either. Like people are seeing people
I agree.
chat shit about someone. But I mean, my opinion can be changed as well. So I don't like this. There's a guy who was a trainer at Marsden's. This I won't slay because I don't get them for slander, but this gym in Chesterfield, it's not really a gym, it's a club in Chesterfield. They promote MMA, but it's their sort of old moves and it's not great.
Right,
I used to train there for like a year or a couple of years. And they charge a lot of money. They overcharge fucking ridiculous amounts. I mean, thousands. Lucky I didn't pay that. I got lucky. I chose a cheaper plan, and they didn't do it for as long. But this guy was a trainer. I used to think he was a top. He used to think he was a top dog. I'm not gonna name him, but he used to think he was a top dog and a bit of a bully, not a bully, but had a bully attitude, but like tried to be like nice on the external and stuff like that. I'm a great guy.
A bully persona.
Yeah, I could see it through him. Right, if there's a bully there, I could just see through it, mate. And then he come to the gym a couple of weeks ago for one of my mate sessions. I was like, and I just put someone on social media saying black belt MMA is not a real thing, mate. It's not a real thing, black belt MMA. There's black belt in jiu-jitsu, karate, judo, but not MMA. It's not a real thing. And I met him, and you know, he was a nice guy. He changed my opinion. I went in there to like sort of just like not become, but like because he comes to the session and I wasn't gonna be a dickhead with him, but not be as like nice as I felt I was with him. Like so when I spoke to him,
100%.
And like it was really nice. I didn't feel like he changed a lot, mate. And it was a few years since I've seen him, so he has matured a bit. Like I have matured. I was a cunt back in the day. When I mean, if someone from school, they are surprised by how much I've changed, mate. They're like, you're not a dickhead anymore. Well, I'm still not a dickhead, but that's what people say. And yeah, I was just surprised. I was like, fucking hell, you're actually not a bad dude. Like, I said that to her, like, you're not actually a bad dude. And it was good to see him, but I did realise I was level, not levels, but I was doing a lot better than him, say, where he trains now and how much money he's paid. So that was a satisfying thing to see. Because when I first was training with him back there, I was shit. Like, he used to beat me all the time and stuff. I used to get annoyed. But now I know if we had like a role mate, I would do him. I would beat him, mate. I was looking at. I kept glancing over to see how he's doing.
I bet you would. That's what I mean. I bet you would, Charlie.
But I didn't get a chance to roll. But if I do get a chance to roll, I'm confident I beat him. No, my mate Ben says that to me.
You'd beat a lot.
Mate Ben says that to me, mate. That being a fighter, and I'd be good at it. I do have some get some good working ish with people at the gym. I did get beat up by the top fighters. I'm not going to say I'm competitive or anything like that. They only get beat up by the majority of them. I do give competitive rounds. Sometimes, but majority of the time, if they're on form and they're not having a bad day, they'll beat me up, and I'll learn a lot from it. Obviously, but so I'm not sure, mate. I want to fight. There's a thing in there that will say fucking fight. You can fight. I want to fight. There's an itch to do it, mate. But it's just I'm too much of a guy that overthinks things, and I think logistics. I've got work. I've got work at college coming up. I've got this, and this. How am I going to train 5-6 days a week and then do a weight cut and do all that sort of stuff?
There's too much going on for you.
And I don't want to use that as an excuse because everyone has stuff going on. But it's just me as a person. I don't feel like I can be. Because I don't feel like I'm ready anyway. But that's everyone says I am. So like, if they're saying I am, I'll do it. But there's too much going on. I'm like, do I do it? Don't I do it? I'm like, nah, I'll wait. I'll just when the right time. I don't think I'll ever feel like there's a right time, so I've just got to do it. I've actually signed up for a boxing thing in Chesterfield for November. But I don't know. I've sort of not been paying attention to that either because I've been in this party life, just doing work all the time, not focusing on other stuff. So I want to try to get back on track now, mate, and so I want to do a boxing fight first and just see how much commitment I can put into that. And then I'll go into MMA. I want to see they do that first, or do like an interclub. But I think the interclub's out the window now. It's coming up this weekend. I haven't signed up, so. But I want to do like a boxing fight or something. Just see how I do. Just see how my mentally I do and how I handle the night and train. But it's definitely something I want to do, mate. And it's always conversations I'm having with people at the gym, and I always and inspires to do it after they fight and they put their art on the sleeve. So be interesting, mate. Maybe one day I'll come on here and say I've got a fight booked November, December. I'm going, and I'll
Yeah,
zone
it'd be
out
good.
completely.
It'd be good to see. I'd see it. I'd go and see it, Charlie. You know what I mean? If you could go and see it, I'd go and see it.
I
I'd go and
appreciate
see
that,
it.
man. I definitely like a few people there. But I'm one of these guys. I know for a fact if I got into a fight, I had a fight booked, I would be in a war state mind. I would put myself through it, mate. I would literally nothing would matter to me.
Yeah, you want to, don't you?
But that's where I'm like also struggling because I've got got work. I've got a girlfriend I want to pay attention to, and she has said to me, "I'll work around the gym and I'll work around your training." But I don't also want to do that. I want to be with her. I don't want to spend time with her. I don't want to be at the gym all the time and
I do.
see her every week, once in a week or something, because like she has college as well. I've got to be fair to her and fair to myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, when's the time right? The time probably could have been right in the 6 weeks, but I haven't trained a lot. I train once or twice a week, and they always say when I come in, it's at that time of the month again when Charlie comes in. Just joking around and stuff because I don't train that much. I've been really bad consistent with my training. I ain't been this week. I ain't been in since last Wednesday, mate. I think if I'm trying to get it tomorrow and then the day after, maybe. But I'm just trying to be consistent. So whenever like I start getting like, if I start, say for example, I start getting.
I remember you used to be very consistent.
Exactly, mate. Last year, towards the end of last year,
used to be very consistent in college. Like
even at college, I used to go straight from college there. And I used to take the gym stuff to college.
Yeah, because obviously you had that massive bag in it. Yeah, I remember you used to say, "Yeah, I'm going to." Yeah, so I mean, like you were every time you were very consistent. Like obviously, like back when it went lockdown, and then lockdown in, and then I think you started to get back into it, and then obviously lockdown hit again, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know about lockdown. So I could have trained. I did get back into shape and running and stuff, but mate, I just been lazy.
I know you could still train. Yeah,
I've been lazy as fuck. I've just not done anything proper, mate. My diet's gone back to shit. I had that obviously healthy living I did in April to May, and it was February to May.
I remember that. Yeah,
and that went to shit. That went to shit completely. So it's not been. And my diet is terrible. I literally had a pack of chocolate buttons this morning. I had a pack of Pringles yesterday, mate. That is terrible.
I had McDonald's, Charlie. I had McDonald's from last night as breakfast. You know what I mean? My diet, August has been horrendous. Like, if we're talking diet-wise, like,
definitely.
I think the summer, for me, usually is like shit. Like, summer's, obviously, even though I still cook, my mom still cooks, like, meals and that, but I think in summer, when you're not at college, school, uni, you get a bit more into that. You're out all the time. You start eating more shit and everything. You know what I mean? So I think in the summer, my diet is ridiculous. But in the winter, it's like, now it's like back to normal. No takeaways and that.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I do wish is when I did that diet and I did get in shape, I wish I would train at the gym and the gym was open. I'm not sure the gym was open. I think the gym was open. I'm not sure it was. When I started training doing my diet, I wish the gym was open. I think it was open. I wish I'd gone to the gym more because if I had done that 5 days a week, I'd lost some weight. I'd have been like, fuck it, I'm fighting on, let's fucking go. And I'd had a fight and I'd been done. Mind zone, war state of mind, boom, into that. But now it's like the worst possible time ever to fight. I'm going back to college, I've got work coming up, work again, loads. The podcast is back up. And this is like, it's the worst time ever to get back into it, to fight.
Yeah.
So I just want to enjoy it for the bit. I want to just enjoy the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling and the striking. Just get better, really. I think that's my plan in a minute. Just get better. And then when the time comes and I feel like I'm get myself back into it properly and fight, I will do it. And I will just quite a few people, lads at the gym, I think. But that's just me, really. That's just me. Is there any goals for you?
Yeah, you've still go for it, though, isn't it?
Is there any goals for you, Joe, that you're thinking, you're looking at and you want to do, or any interview goals, any show goals, anything like that with your course?
Not right now. Obviously, we can. I told you, didn't I, a couple of weeks ago, we can continue this, but in an actual podcast studio. So obviously, when you're done at college, we can go and use the studio and get a proper podcast. And if you want to get guests, and then you can even use that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I live near here. Yeah. That's when I spoke to the guy doing the masters. He said like him and his mates used to just talk at the pub about football, but now they have a proper podcast in that studio. So, you know what I mean? So we can go and use that. So obviously we could do that.
You know what, mate? Probably, carry on, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
You carry on. I'll jump in after.
I was just gonna say, do some more podcasts. Obviously in uni, like maybe basketball. Try and get that. Like carry on. You know what I mean? Just that type of stuff. Like carry on the Flight Time podcast from FMP. I guess like that's probably like one of the main things I want to do is actually get like that to decent status.
Yeah, the Joe McGlade basketball show really was good, and we need to get that back going again. And that was, like I say, I'm just want to put down a date. I'm going to get a calendar here and put days aside for work and here because it's actually spaces. Days aside for what your basketball show could be asking guests, some of the great podcast show asking guests. I'll do a 2-hour session, just messaging people, hundreds of people. Whoever get back, and preparing for shows, like getting people on, and just get back into it. And that's what I'm saying. I was going to ask you that. We should move this to a studio. It needs to, because now we're not in lockdown anymore. We should do it in person.
Yeah,
this would be great in person. We could set it up, and I think I've got a job, mate. I can invest in the podcast as well. Like, I haven't done that yet because I've been wasting my nights. I'm a bit skinny in a minute, but the next payday, mate, the next week after that, I want to invest in my journalism. I want to invest in my career. I want to buy a microphone.
You're gonna get some stuff.
I want to buy a camera. I want to be back into it. I remember when I got a job, I was like, when I get a job, I will invest it back into this, pay for interviews. People that are high up and who need paying, I'll pay them for interviews. I didn't do that. I went drinking instead.
I remember you saying that instead,
and I fucked myself up there. I'm not skinned. Don't get me wrong, I'm not skinned. If I've got good savings, I've not saved a lot of money, but that's saved for holidays and trips and traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to put some money aside now for the journalism, for really cracking on the journalism, because it's going to be interesting, mate. And we're going to get this going again, 100%. So moving on, I've got another would you rather question here. So, would you rather eat a jam donut with shit in the middle or a milkshake with piss in it?
The milkshake with piss in. That's an easier one. That I can't lie. Is it?
Why?
Is it my piss or is it someone else's piss?
Someone else's piss. It's someone else's shit and piss.
Nah, piss there. Still go with the piss for that.
Why?
I just think it'd be easier to eat than a jam donut with shit in the middle. Like the smell itself, you know what I mean? No way. But that the piss one, 100%.
Okay, well, I've got another one. I've come up with on the spot. Would you rather eat a jam donut with dog shit in it, or a ham sandwich with cat shit in it?
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, they're both quite bad. I've got a cat, and when she shits in the house, it is bad. You know what I mean? Oh, shit. Oh, I don't like ham. Oh, fuck. I'll have to go the dog shit with a donut just because I don't like ham as well. Oh, shit.
The deciding factor to be ham. Fuck, you know.
I have to go with a jam donut. At least it'll be a bit of jam in there.
You know? Brighton and a ham sandwich.
Forget that. No ham sandwich. Forget that. With the cat shit. Fuck that.
Another one. It's not a dirty one. This one's actually quite good. Would you rather support Liverpool forever or never watch anime again?
Fucking hell. Oh shit, that is an hard one. To be fair, I ain't been watching as much anime as I used to, so it obviously never watch anime again. It might sound thingy, but I could read the manga, you know what I mean? But obviously never watch anime again. I can't live it. When we went to Liverpool for a family trip, I didn't even go in Anfield. There's a famous spot when my family sat with a bag of Doritos outside Anfield eating them with a right face because everyone were inside watching World Cup at Anfield and I wouldn't even go in Anfield. So you know what I mean? Like
really?
never watch. Yeah. Never watch anime again.
I can't believe that. Another one.
Yeah.
The last one I've got. Would you rather go on Love Island or Geordie Shore?
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, that is a good one, to be fair. I think if we're talking Geordie Shore a few years ago, you know, when it were very popular, you get literally getting paid to have a piss up on you. So it's literally a job to go out and party. Probably Geordie Shore. I prefer Geordie Shore to Love Island. Like I've only ever watched one season of Love Island. I've watched back when I was younger. I watched every season of Geordie Shore, so it'd be Geordie Shore, 100%.
That's Love Island for me because of the fame you get from it.
Yeah,
that's Love
you
Island.
do get fame from that, though.
But I don't know. I would like fame, but I don't think I would like it that much. Where it's like to an extent of like just getting posed in the media all the time and just getting followed all the time. I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
But Geordie Shore, they're not as high profile, are they? Really?
They used to be like Gaz and Chloe and Charlotte. Obviously, they were quite like popular back then. But obviously now Geordie Shore's nowhere near, and I don't even know if it's still running. But obviously they're not as popular either. But it used to be quite popular.
Yeah,
I
never watched it actually, but I just know it's a few stars from it.
It was good. It was good. I
I
think it was
have heard that.
hilarious.
Yeah, I have heard that. Just finally, Joe, what are the plans for the next 2 months then for you? If we look at the next 2 months, last time we're gonna try and keep this a week to week thing. If we don't do it, it'll be every 2 weeks. This will now be regular. It's a
Yeah.
promise. What next? What are the plans for the next 2 months? Joe?
Nothing really. Just get into uni, see it, get into it. Obviously, gonna get myself a new laptop and everything for uni. Try it. Obviously, not get the interviews off the bat like when I'm in my first couple, like like my own interviews in September and that. Just gonna focus on see what uni's saying for the first part, and then obviously then see where it goes from that. Really, for the first 2 months, and that's it. I guess that's it. Kind of, yeah. Just see how uni goes, and that's it. Really.
Love it. I'm so happy for them, man. 3 years, not 4 years. 3 years. Well earned spot, I guess,
Yeah,
for university.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be weird going back to the college once a week with the boys not being there. Just typing is always there, but just the boys, really. I was always say he's a good lad. He's a mate and that, but like make sure you talk to all the time. Harry Dixon and that, so you don't really hear from him much. Make sure you talk to all the time. James, Joe, Kean. Definitely not Connor. He's not involved. But Joe, James, and Kean, I will miss for sure. So yeah, it's gonna be weird, mate. But we're gonna keep this regular thing. When Joe's uni, we'll be keeping this. Obviously, if he struggles with his work and stuff, be on the back burner sometimes. But regular thing, this ain't going away for 2 months, 3 months again. I will make sure of it. Regular guests, hopefully. If I can't get guests, me and Joe will just chat it up again, all sorts of topics. Send in your Ujuwabas as well, because that's now going to be a regular thing with guests as well. So send in your dirtiest, your worst Ujuwabas, and we'll answer them if we can, as long as there's no racist or homophobic ones, we'll answer them. So, yeah
the cat shit ones and dog shit ones are fine, you know what I mean? The cat shit ones and dog shit ones.
Cat shit sandwich. You want to eat a cat shit sandwich? You want to know if we don't eat that or some sick? Let us know. Ask a question, and we'll answer it. I've been Charlie Walden. This is Joe McGlade. We'll be back for the next episode in short time. Don't miss us too much. Thanks for watching.